Hey, hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to my channel. Every day I do a vlog. I'm doing one for 1,000 days, guys. Yeah, 1,000 days. So if you could subscribe will be absolutely awesome. Every day I talk about something uniquely different. And today, well, why do people hate you when they don't even know you? Why is that? Why do people just have a dislike for you just purely based on the way that you look? It might be sometimes based on the way that you act or the things that you say, but most of the time you just think it would be nice to have a communication, a connection, a chat, a talk, and then maybe that might bring down some barriers. Maybe that might bring down some I don't know, some difficulties that are standing in the way. But sometimes people just want to hate you. They really do. They just want to hate you because, well, you're different maybe sometimes. Maybe you don't subscribe to their viewpoint. Hating somebody for no reason other than probably the way they look is a bit childish, I think. A bit foolish. And based on that, you've got to say to yourself, well, you know, if there's nothing that I can say or do that can change their mindset, then that's on them. As they say, haters gonna hate. Yeah. Haters gonna hate, and if they do, then, well, as long as it doesn't impact on me immediately or long term, then I'm fine with that. I really am. People though want to hate you even when they don't know you. Have you noticed that? I've noticed it. It can be like people will enlist the help of other people to hate you, to hate on you. I find that a bit odd. People say they hate you when they don't even know you or have a conversation with you. It's crazy, isn't it? But that's life. That is life. And when people behave that way, it's so childish because guess what? We're all adults. We should behave like adults. And just because one person hates you doesn't mean that they have to enlist everybody else to hate you. And if they do genuinely hate you just by never having that connection with you, then that's ridiculous too, isn't it? It's absurd. It's the absurdity of it. But if I guess you're a weak mind where you are convinced by other people that they should share that hatred of you without ever having met you or having had a conversation with you, then that's silly. I think it's silly. I think you've got to say to yourself, if you have that viewpoint of me, that's fine. But if you ever want a conversation or communication with me, I'm happy to speak with you. It might be that you actually change your mind after that conversation. And it may well be the pernicious approach from other people will try and set you on a different pathway. But if you're an educated, common sense type person, you might not actually believe that. And I think an educated, smart person would say, I'm not convinced to let somebody else persuade me about somebody else, especially if I've not actually had a communication with them or even talked with them. That is a bit silly, isn't it? So I have experienced it though. People have said to me, oh yeah, this person's so and so, they're this, they're that, you know, and oh, you wouldn't like them, you'd hate them too. And I just think, well, okay, well, I'm keeping an open mind about it. I think that's probably the adult way to behave. And then after your initial interaction with them, it may well be that you decide to you know, take an opposing opinion, where they're actually quite nice people, where they're actually decent. And if that's the case, well, that's not bad, is it? Because you've been adult enough to make up your own mind. You've had a conversation, you've listened to what they've said, and they've listened to what you've said. And dare I say it, there's that wonderful connection that you can have if two adult human beings choose to have it. But just to hate somebody just because somebody else tells you to hate them, well, that's very, very silly. Because you could miss out on a friendship. You could miss out on a connection. You could miss out on somebody actually helping you. So somebody telling you to hate somebody, yeah, it's fraught with playground, childish sort of approach, isn't it? The approach there isn't great, and when you understand that, yeah, when you can get your head around it, that's not a bad thing, because I think in life you will get people who will dislike you for whatever reason. I always believe, though, a lot of our problems in the world can be solved by merely communicating. They really can. By the way, hang on a minute, look at these lovely flowers there. Gorgeous, aren't they? Spring is in the air in the UK, and that sunshine, that blue sky, God, it's so lovely. I've had to put a hat on because I don't want my head to burn. As you know, I haven't got any hair. I always joke and say I've lost my hair, but I've kept my good looks. But somebody out there might hate that. They might think, hey Chris, I'm going to hate you now because, yeah, I've got no hair as well, and blah blah blah. And I've noticed actually when people want to hate on me sometimes, they actually do say to me, well, at least I've got hair. I mean, that's another childish thing to say, isn't it? It's like, you know, they're picking on the physical aspect of who you are rather than making a judgment about who you are because of the content of who you are. And yeah, that's, again, these are all school antics, childhood antics, which is very, very silly. But I choose to make up my own mind, especially if somebody said to me, oh, you know, they're not a nice person, they're this, they're that. I think it's important to make your own mind up if you can. And if you can, that's not so bad because you've reached that determination yourself. You've understood it yourself. And if you understand it yourself, then, you know, you can get your head around it in many different ways. And that can cause discourse between you and the person who's telling you that they're horrible. Hang on, I'm going to go for it. Stay with me. Stay with me. Oh, look at that. We made it. We made it, guys. So, yeah, the person who's actually telling you to hate this other person, if you say you actually don't dislike them and actually they're okay and they've been lovely to you, the person who originally told you that would probably see you as the enemy because that's what they do. But just hating on somebody just because somebody told you to hate on them, again, is silly. We're all walking this planet as individuals. We really are. And we forge connections, whether it be colleagues in work or personal relationships. It could be absolutely anybody. But for them to say that you should hate somebody based on their opinion and not your own, well, I think it's unfounded. You've got to, as an adult, analyse things, look at things holistically and say, actually, have they done me any harm? Have they hurt me? Have they been horrible to me? You know, have they said something? Have they acted in a way which has been pernicious? If it's no, then that's where it will sit. For me, I'll treat them like a decent human being because chances are they're treating me like a decent human being. And if they treat me like a decent human being, that's all I can ask for. And of course, if the opposite is true, if they're being mean and horrible and distasteful, then yeah, I'm going to stay away from them. I'm not going to encourage that connection because I just think that wouldn't be great. And yeah, and I don't want that in my life. I don't want people being horrible. I don't want people being mean and awful and ridiculous because that's just not what I want in my life. I want people who are happy and joyful and who bring positive things, but not to hate. And I think hate really is a strong word, isn't it? When you look at the word hate, yeah, I think for me, I can't honestly say I've truly hated anyone in my life. I really haven't. I've disliked them. I've disliked how they behaved. But I think hate is a very strong word. And to hate people in your life, yeah, I think it takes up energy. It consumes you. And it takes something away from you. Because that energy then that energy is something that you could use for something else. I really believe in that. So try and avoid the hatred. Don't let it consume you. Make your own mind up. Don't let somebody dictate to you that you should hate somebody purely based on their opinions. Always make your own mind up. That's the best way. Hatred and holding on to hatred does only one thing. I think it takes away from you, takes away from your life, and before you know it, it's consuming you. It's the first thing you think about in the morning, it's the last thing you think about at the end of the day, and you don't want that. What you've got to have is a clear mind, because if you've got a clear mind, when you put your head on that pillow, chances are you're going to go to sleep, and you're going to sleep well and feel rested, and then the following day, all those things that come at you, you can deal with them properly. So that's my take on people asking you to hate somebody else based on their opinion and not yours. So every day I do a different vlog. If you're not subscribed, subscribe will be awesome. I really appreciate you being here. I'll be back again tomorrow with something uniquely different. As always, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.